Hey everyone! Today I want to come and talk to you about God still speaking to his people. I have been super surprised to find out that not all people believe that God still speaks to his people. So I thought, well, we'll just do a quick chat about that. So I'm going to read you some verses and then I'm going to go into some real life instances so you can kind of see how God speaks to his people so you can recognize it when he's talking to you. Jeremiah 33:3 is my favorite verse to go to when people question this. And it says, "Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things that you do not know." So it's very clear. God says, "Call to me and I will answer you." The Bible also calls the voice of God a still small voice. God also calls us his sheep, and he says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me." So it's clear from the Bible that he's still speaking to his people. I think that many people just don't hear him, and the reason why is we're busy. We're so busy all the time. Our minds are running and running and running. And so it's a still small voice. So you really have to listen. I think we hurry up, we get our time of prayer in, and off we go, and we just don't have any time to stop and listen. I'm going to give you some examples of how he speaks, and you might recognize that he's been speaking to you and you didn't know it. A few years ago, I was sitting at my desk at work and I heard, like in my head, I heard, "Text this person, they're in trouble." And I was like, you know, well, okay, well, I've learned to start listening to that because the things that I weigh measuring whether God's speaking to me or not is it right? Is it biblical? Is it good? Because if for some reason I've messed up and God isn't speaking to me, well, I'm still doing the right thing for that person, regardless of whether God's speaking to me. And heck, if I get embarrassed, I get embarrassed. It is what it is. I've learned to kind of let that stuff go. So I reached out to that person that is very close to me. I know very, very well. And I had no idea anything was wrong. I had actually just saw them that day. And I text them and just to find out, are you okay? And they weren't okay. They were actually suicidal. If I had not listened to God and text that person, I have no idea what would have happened, but I doubt that it would have been anything good. So that's how I measure whether I'm hearing from God. One, it's typically an idea I would never think of, like sitting at my desk, doing my work. I was very busy and hearing, "Text this person, they're in trouble." Why would I think that? But like I said, regardless, if I did think that, it's the right thing to do, so I do it. So, or ideas that I have that are not me. These videos would be a great example of that. I would never do this. This is not my comfortable spot. He'll take me out of my comfort zone and he'll do amazing things with it. So I just know that they're ideas that I do not typically get on my own. I'm not that smart, and I'm certainly not gonna do things that are uncomfortable. Come on, we're human. We don't want to do things that are uncomfortable. So he's always got something good. So I just encourage you to start spending time, yes, be in prayer, asking God, petitioning him. It says to do that, but spend some time quiet and asking him, what do you have for me today, Lord God? And I'm just inviting you, Lord, to speak to me. I'm listening, and start listening to that still small voice, whether it's just like if you get a word to like contact someone you haven't talked to in forever, do it, reach out. You'd be super surprised the way God talks. He speaks through his Bible, yes. And I think that's part of the reason people don't think he still speaks. Like, well, you've got the Bible. He doesn't need to talk to you anymore. His word is fresh and alive, and he wants to talk to his people, and he wants us to be examples in the world. So he's still talking to his people. I promise you. I promise you. I have so many testimonies we just do not have time on this video for. I'm telling you, just his Bible, he'll speak to you through other people. He speaks to me through songs sometimes, many, many different ways. But ultimately, I want you to get in tune with that still small voice that is still speaking to you, and just start following and listening, and you will not be disappointed. I love you all. I can't wait to talk to you again soon.